darlings, and welcome to Digimon Ghost Gaze. This is the podcast where we're discussing some culinary works. We're this week we're focusing on mushrooms in your fucking entrees and stuff. We're gonna be making some sauces, some pastas, some casseroles. I'm Emery. My pronouns are they, she, he.
I'm Morg. My pronouns are they, he, and anyone else feel a little bit queasy over the sound of squishy mushrooms?
Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure do.
Mm-hmm. I'm Elvie, and my pronouns are they, she, he. And I was extra worried watching this episode because I have a mushroom tattooed on my leg. I don't want Shamblemon to find me.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm already part of the main course, I guess.
So what the heck happens in this episode? We get our cold open. We've got a bride in a wedding dress,
Having the time of her life.
Having such a good time. Just hanging out, like, pre-ceremony, I guess, in her little room. And then some funky little spores start drifting around in the air, and one of them lands on her, and it, spreads out all these weird tendrils under her skin, and it's like, okay, we're already in it, huh?
We're in the body horror. Yes.
Yeah, she starts growing mushrooms real quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's like they're like clustered and gross. It's like ooh, gross.
And these mushrooms are making some very goopy sounds as they're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if
I know I should hate it, but I absolutely loved all the effects in this episode.
If you're like a little queasy about like parasite stuff, that's kind of the vibe here. Like something growing out of you is pretty nasty.
Yeah. And she probably thinks, oh shit, this couldn't get any worse. And then a giant fucking mushroom shows up and kidnaps her.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it could still get worse.
Could always get worse.
So we cut to the gang, and by the gang I mean just Hiro and Ruli, because Kyoshiro wasn't invited this time.
Yeah, he wasn't invited.
He doesn't have any other friends. You don't bring Kyoshiro home to introduce him to your other friends.
Rip.
And we see that they are they're sort of cleaning up after Akane's wedding, and Akane, I did have to look this up, is like one of the adults at like the community center from episode 4, and because next episode is the Halloween episode, she shows up again. So
that's fun.
Nice. That's how
back-to-back Akane weeks of Akane showing up once.
I was wondering, I was like, how does Ruli know this older person? But that makes sense.
Ruli knows everyone. I've stopped questioning this.
True, she is.
Ruli has a million friends, and apparently can just, pass as an adult, which no one questions.
Yeah.
I guess.
I really hope that later in the episode, the man that talks to her also thinks she's an adult, because it's really weird. Anyway.
True.
That's for later. We see... what's it called? Garamon?
And yeah, that's like a little Numamon color variation. It's just kind of like this little brownish slug guy with weird eyeball stalks.
Yeah.
Horrible mouth.
I wasn't sure what to call him, so I just called him Numamon in my notes, because I was like, I don't know how to say the other name.
I lovingly drew a piece of poo next to his name.
Good.
It's probably accurate. If he's anything like Numemon, which he is, then there's probably some poop-based attacks going on, unfortunately.
Yeah, this thing throws shit.
Definitely.
I think he should throw shit at the owner of this place, because no matter how much I think about it, no matter how I turn it around in my head, there's no way I can justify an adult man asking a child to randomly model some wedding clothes that you have in her size.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, at best, it is probably unpaid child labor. Like,
at worst, those pictures will not be used for publicity.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It's just really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were going for, but it's really weird.
I don't know why it didn't, like, register fully until, like, I looked at the Discord and I was like, oh yeah, why the fuck does this guy have clothes for...
It's definitely a thing where the episode just, like, brushes by it so fast that it's like, yeah, don't question it. It's fine. We need it for the plot.
Don't think about this.
Also, we do get to see Ruli in a wedding dress, which is very cute.
It is.
Because,
Really cute.
Yeah, crucially, Akane's wedding is like a very DIY wedding. Like, everyone's just like sort of in their street clothes, and Ruli is talking about how, she wants to get married someday. She wants to have a wedding like this someday, but she wants to wear a cool wedding dress, unlike Akane.
Who wore a blue dress. So this is important for the plot.
Yeah, this is important for the plot because, now that Ruli is modeling the wedding dress that this guy asks her to model just randomly out of nowhere, now she is the only one wearing a dress at this wedding.
Yeah, before we get to that point, we get the little why Kyoshiro isn't here explanation. Jellymon beating him up because he doesn't understand that she wants to wear a wedding dress. And a very cute Ryudamon scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryudamon just staring out the window, wondering where Gamamon is. It's cute. They're friends.
Adorable. I'm so glad that they keep putting in these little things.
I like that Ryudamon just kind of hangs out with Kyoshiro now. Like, that's...
Kyoshiro has 2 partner Digimon.
He now has 2 partner Digimon, and, I know they kind of all do in some ways, if you think of, like, Espimon and stuff, but...
It's very funny to me that they had to make Ryudamon evolve this episode because there's no way they could justify in plot Bertramon giving a ride to Kyoshiro and Jellymon without Ruli along.
So
That's
true.
Probably what happened.
So
I hadn't
true.
thought about it. I'm glad that he evolves. He
Me
deserves
too. I'm glad he, evolved right, he was like, yay, I am how I should be.
So Ruli's hanging out, in the wedding dress, checking herself out in the mirror, having a great time with it. And then those spores start showing up. It's bad. She gets all spored and covered in mushrooms and kidnapped.
Oh no. And Goromon hears her drop her phone, but he doesn't get there in time to save her, and he's like, fuck, shit. Not again. Oh no.
Yeah, they just find the room all cover, just air dense with mushroom spores and just all this mold and fungus growing all everywhere.
Yeah. And then Goromon's certain that he heard some laughter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Shimatsu is it a friend? Is it the event organizer? She's another adult, who knows, Ruli.
Yeah.
And she's heard many rumors.
Yeah, she's heard about wow, it seems like I've heard about a bunch of brides getting kidnapped lately, and the cops are totally useless, so they're just marking them as missing persons cases. Cops would never do investigative work like these children do.
So true.
No.
This is just true to life.
They found the culprits in about 20 minutes. They call Kyoshiro, tell him that they're gonna split up because, there's 2 different venues having weddings today, so they're gonna split up to cover both of them and see if they can't catch the perpetrators.
Yeah, and Kyoshiro's being very dramatic about it. Hiro just hangs up.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I've given the information, I'll just let him stew in it on his own.
Yeah, so, then Kyoshiro gets to work. Like, earlier he was complaining about, like, he has to do a fire safety thing for the dorm by tomorrow. But then he just, like, gets right to hacking when he hears that Ruli is in danger.
Yeah.
So...
He does have correct priorities sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's finally learning that friends are more important than dorm.
I mean,
I'm not the 100% certain that he's...
Which is kind of the opposite lesson that we had to learn in the NT Lamon episode. Then it was like, hey, don't destroy the dorm in order to have all these fake friends, you nerd.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, that's fake friends. This is real friendship.
Real friendship. Yeah. Hell yeah.
My friends are my power.
Yoshiro has friends?
Slowly but surely. Maybe someday he will also be invited to, Ruli's friend's wedding. I don't know.
he has to earn the right to be introduced to them, I think.
I don't think he'd have a ton of fun either, to be fair.
Yeah, Kyoshiro doesn't strike me as the sort of person who would do well at like a formal event. He definitely wouldn't know how to talk to people.
Of course he would. He's super polite. It wouldn't be awkward at all.
Nope, not at all.
No, there definitely wouldn't exist like this little empty space around him because people just don't know how to talk to him anymore. Oh, that poor boy.
God.
So Ruli, we cut back to Ruli being carried off by these 3 pink mushroom dudes, and they've just got like a whole building that's all dark and infested with fungus, and they just like toss her in a room and shut her up in there. And there's a bunch of other brides who in there who are, all wearing their wedding dresses, all like covered in these mushrooms.
Oh, the mushrooms?
All having a very bad time.
I don't know if we said, but the mushrooms make you weaker too, so like people wouldn't be able to fight back even if they could against the being captured. This is like more relevant later when like fights are happening, but
yeah, but it's also the explanation why everyone's just lying there in their little mushroom soup. Because they simply cannot get up.
Sometimes it be like that.
And then we get a really surprisingly graphic scene of Shamblemon showing up. Grabbing.
I know the name of the mushroom guys. I don't think we mentioned that.
Yeah, Shamblemon.
Yeah, they grab the mushroom. They pull it out. This is done in an amazing amount of detail, with a lot of extra sound.
They're going
and a lot of screaming. It's super graphic.
Really drawn those mushrooms getting ripped out in like a lot of detail and with like a lot of squishy sound effects.
And not just once. No, they do this every single time.
Yep.
If this was a different show, it would be very bloody and very nasty.
Oh, for sure.
It was already very nasty.
It was also, like, it didn't need it because it was just so like visceral with like how it was. Ugh. It was like
It very much like gives the impression of these guys just like ripping chunks of flesh off, even though it's not actually gory.
Yeah.
It's kind of impressive how they do that.
Yeah. I very much cringed watching this scene. It wasn't easy.
No, and it happens a couple times.
It happens multiple times. And
It happens
screaming.
constantly throughout this fucking episode.
God, the screaming's done very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, like, again, like, it's creating, like, even though it's not gory, it's very much, like, creating the sensation of gore, and, you know, a big part of that is just everyone fucking screaming their heads off when these mushrooms are coming off, like, Jesus.
Yeah, and Shamlamon's being very normal about it, being like, the spear tastes so good.
Yeah, they're eating the mushrooms. They're delicious, tasty, yum yum.
Yeah, we steal brides because, the happiest day of your life turned into this. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, like, I guess emotion and shit, like, affects how the mushrooms taste, and they're like, oh, we have to get these frilly fucks on their wedding day.
Frilly fuck Friday?
Oh, next time I'm invited to a wedding, I will definitely ask if the bride's gonna look like a frilly fuck.
Damn. I gotta buy myself some lacy clothes for Frilly Fuck Friday. I want to participate. I want to be involved.
So,
for the next drawing at Friday, we'll all dress up.
you can draw someone in a frilly outfit on Frilly Fuck Friday.
Fuck Friday.
Ooh.
It's
shit.
so fun.
They just keep saying like, "Oh, these people in frilly dresses." It's actually like Gamamon, like later is like talking about like he's like, "Where are the frilly dress wearing brides?" They're just getting dressed up.
He's correct. They are frilly.
Yeah.
Wooly also gets harvested. And Wooly also screams, and it's
They don't show them eating it yet, but like later they do, and it's because it's like super
He's built different.
Yeah, they look different too.
Also, this is unfortunate, but I do have to call it out. You know, during a couple of shots where they're like ripping the mushrooms off the bride, we do get some feet like just very prominently in frame. And I have could we not?
Feet.
I never noticed.
Yeah, I didn't really notice.
I was distracted by the mushroom.
Me too.
Fair.
They're very colorful and very nasty.
So my next note just says these kidnappers are not subtle. Because Hero, Gamamon, and I forget who else. Was there a third guy with them?
No, Espimon is with Angoramon.
Oh, you're right. Espimon's with Angoramon. I don't.
Or maybe it was just Hero and Gamamon.
No, I think it's just Hero and Gamamon.
I think it's just Hero and Gamamon.
Okay, yeah. And Hero, you know, they're just like hanging out around as like the wedding is being set up, and
because Kyoshiro looked up where there would be weddings. That's what he hacked.
Or and Hiro just sees like these three gigantic like neon colored mushrooms just like fucking running out of a building, and one of them just has a bride thrown over his shoulder. Like,
how did the police
incredible that they've managed to go undetected for so long.
They're just too fast, I guess, because like How do you miss these glowing or not? They're not glowing, but these like brightly colored assholes.
Yeah, they're like bright magenta. They're like they stand out against a background.
Damn, they should be glowing. There are glowing mushrooms in the world.
They are exceptionally good. The thing is, my brain went, this is the skin of a killer, Bella. Because Twilight is always in the forefront of my head.
This is the skin of a killer. Glows mushroom green.
Oh, vampires actually glow neon green and eat mushrooms.
Vampires are just mushrooms.
Why did I say green? They're pink.
I said green, that's why I fucked you up, because I was thinking of... Yeah, no, I didn't...
You know what, maybe vampires
now I'm
glow
just
neon green. Who am I to say?
Now I'm just thinking that like a weird bioluminescent mushroom vampire would make a pretty fun Fellowship character.
Yeah, that would rock.
I would love to play that. That sounds so cool.
That sounds awesome. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm taking notes. I'm writing this down. If I ever play another RPG, I will make a neon green vampire that eats mushrooms. Anyway.
Yeah, they follow them to like an abandoned, well, the place we mentioned before, I guess. And they just... Or wait, no, they like try to follow right behind. I'm sorry, they follow right behind them. I'm thinking of later when Ingormon, like when Ingormon and Espimon find it. Never mind.
Yeah. First we get Gammamon going attack mode.
Yes, he headbutts one of them. And then they start like spraying spores everywhere to like fight back. And like...
Yeah.
That's so gross.
Unfortunately, Gammamon and Hero get covered in mushrooms too.
Mm-hmm.
And they get, like, taken away.
They immediately fall down because the mushrooms just immediately drain all their energy.
Yeah, Hero drops his phone so he can't call for help.
Yeah.
He was supposed to call Kyoshiro. I think that's how Kyoshiro knows where he is. He was supposed to call, but he didn't call because Gammamon immediately started running.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, Kyoshiro on his computer manages to deduce that actually, like, the venue that Hiro and Gammamon were at was the only one being targeted because, you know, apparently, like, he noticed the activity of, you know, these Garamon, like, in the wedding booking server, like, doing some shenanigans. So he's like, okay, like, based on how they're getting their information, this is the one that they would be targeting. So, and Goramon and Espimon, you're in the wrong place.
It would have been so funny if we saw their lair and there was just one laptop open on the page of all the wedding venues.
Yes.
They have to keep like spraying it down with antimicrobials so that mushrooms don't keep growing out of the keyboard. Clean your damn keyboard. This is a public service announcement. It gets nasty in there.
I'm looking at my keyboard and I have to look away.
Is this when Ingoromon and Espimon like
make a friend?
Make a sluggy slug friend.
Yeah, because, you know, they find Hiro's phone.
Oh, and Gormon and, like, Kirishiro, like, are talking on the phone and Kirishiro's like, yeah, I couldn't get Hiro to answer his phone, and that's when they, like, find the phone on the ground. They're like, oh, I think he was also taken. Shit.
Yeah.
And that's when they meet a new friend who helps them find where everyone was taken.
Yeah. It's Slimy Shit Sunday because Garamon is here.
Garamon. Wait, was it confirmed that... Because you said Garamon, like, booked the wedding stuff.
Or did I say Garamon?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because I was like, was Garamon more involved than I thought?
Garamon is playing a different long game.
He is scheming, but not in that way.
Of course he's doing this because he's super altruistic and he wants to help people. Why else would anyone do anything?
Nothing suspicious about this weird little freak offering to help you with...
This is why you shouldn't trust people whose main form of attack is throwing shit at you.
True.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be working for the Shamblamon, but no.
No, it's even funnier.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just Engoramon and Despimon on their own, and that's not gonna go so well with you know, the tamers out with the humans out of commission. So Kyoshiro's like, dang it, I need to get over there. Heck. And then, you know, Ryudamon has a flashback about that time that Gamamon helped him, and he's like, now it's my turn, and he evolves, and it's super sick.
He's super big. He's super big. It's so good.
Yeah, he evolves into Ginryumon. Kyoshiro has to, like, activate his pseudo-digital worlds so that Ginryumon doesn't completely destroy his dorm room. He, like, fucking busts through the wall.
And because he's not actually the partner Digimon, I assume that Ginryumon will now forever be big.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm pretty sure he's just gonna stay like this.
Has a big friend now. He's gonna have to get a bigger dorm.
Maybe he'll just hang out, like, in the basement or something.
I hope Ginryumon is the kind of Digimon that just crawls up on your bed in the middle of the night while you're sleeping, because that would be really funny.
Yeah, if he, like, accidentally, like, suffocated Kyushiro. He's bigger than he thought because he forgot.
Like, dogs think that they're still puppies, even though they are now really big dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only time Ryudamon evolved, he got smaller.
Right.
Yeah, and very unhappy. I'm glad he got to get those puberty blockers and then wait it out until he was ready.
Exactly. Yeah, no, he finally had a good puberty, and now he's big, and he loves it. So yeah, now Ginryumon can fly Kyoshiro and Jellymon to the Shamblamon's hideout. Speaking of the Shamblamon's hideout, they finally get around to eating Ruli's mushrooms, which are like a different color than, you know, the mushrooms we see on the brides. I forget exactly like what the color coding is, but they're definitely like noticeably a different color.
It was almost trans, but not quite.
No.
Yeah.
Wasn't the trans one the one that the brides had?
Yeah, the brides have the trans one. And then Ruli and Hiro get these green, bluish ones? Purplish?
Mm-hmm. They're like green and yellow, maybe. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
It's kind of hard to tell like what exactly the colors are, because it is like, you know, they are in like a very dark and dank room, which probably has some color filtering going on.
Also, my TV flashes blue horizontal lines while I watch it.
Oh no!
So all colors are a bit fucked up for me.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out Woolie's mushrooms are the best fucking shrooms out there.
Uh-huh.
They love them.
And-
They're like, why are these so goddamn good?
It's like a drug. And they do their deductive reasoning again. Like, I imagine that they one day ate mushrooms from a bride and were like, these are really good. And that's why they're now only abducting brides. So they're trying to figure out what makes Ruli better. And they notice her
Digivice.
Her Digivice. And they're like, ooh, we got another one of those.
Yeah, and, they see that Hero also has a Digivice, and they try his mushrooms, and those are really good, too.
Yeah. They're like sickos, and they get like bigger from eating them. Like, I think that happens like in a few minutes, but like they do get bigger from eating the big mushrooms on the Digivice wearing people.
Yeah. Ruli and Hero are, how do I say this word in English? Riding?
Yeah.
In pain. Like they're
writhing.
Oh, it's so hard to see.
It's hard to listen to, like, just children, like, screaming in pain. Like,
But they really went ham on the details. It's it's good, but also fuck, that was fucked up.
Once again, they are going to great lengths to make these, like, mushroom harvesting scenes very uncomfortable.
Yeah. And Espimon and Angoromon find the hideout, and Kyoshiro and the rest immediately show up, I guess.
And they lose their new
Very
friend.
convenient.
Their new friend disappears.
Yeah, their new friend disappeared, and Kyoshiro looks like he's about to throw up, because Ginryudamon flies too fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit of comedy before we go back to the horrifying mushroom scene.
They bust open the doors, and they're like, this is nasty. Everything
Kyoshiro
sucks.
just faints.
Kyoshiro sees them eating the mushrooms and immediately, like, integer overflows and passes out. Good job.
Yeah, you've been really useful.
You're so useful.
And Gormon has to do a wind attack to not get hit by the spores.
Yeah. And then Jellymon, like, does her little routine of shocking Kyoshiro back into consciousness, and he limit breaks. They've really got their little routine in place. They've really got their emotional break. They've really got Kyoshiro's emotional breakdown down to a science. Like, I know they figured this out very early, but just like, damn, like clockwork works every time.
Yeah, they're not even worrying about it anymore. It's just, this is good actually. Now we get a limit break.
This can't be good for this poor boy's heart, though. Both because he's having anxiety attacks, passing out, and getting electrocuted. So, all not great for your heart.
Anyone who's ever had, like, long-term anxiety, like returning attacks, gotta be looking at that, like, oh boy, go see a therapist about that. Oh, you're giving yourself so much extra trauma for no reason.
It's fine. He's fine. It's fine.
Kyoshiro is doing the handshake meme with Ryo from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Receiving a distressing amount of electric shocks.
God.
My darling's fine. Your darling's under so much electricity, his hair won't go down anymore.
That's why his anime hair, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't use gel. No, that's just static energy.
Mm-hmm.
But the real reason why he doesn't have friends is because anytime you touch him, you get one of those little electricity shocks.
God.
They're like, but like Kirishiro has like the idea of opening a hole in the wall because like mushrooms don't do as well in dry areas, and so they're hoping to like fuck up the growing operation.
Yeah, and we get...
No, I just had the thought, poor Kyoshiro's not going to be able to customize his PCs anymore now that he's constantly electrically charged.
Or he doesn't have to plug his PC in a socket anymore.
It's fine.
True.
It's fine. He wears rubber gloves while he's playing.
He's got those typical huge yellow gloves that you would use to do your dishes.
Yep. He's like, I beat you with a handicap. I'm wearing these shitty gloves and I still beat you in this fighting game. Hell yeah.
We're really on point this episode. I think I've laughed so hard already. Am I allowed to say that we're funny? I think we're really...
Yeah, you're allowed to say we're funny. I hope we're funny. But
Tesla Jellymon says all right and blows a hole in the wall. Or I think she throws Shamblemon through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they're kind of just like, yeah, this is fine. We'll just eat these mushrooms and get bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just eat more and yeah, I'm kind since like these guys are like explicitly like getting more energy from like the more emotionally charged mushrooms, I wonder if like the Digivices like do have an impact on that, because these kids are like so accustomed to like channeling their emotional energy like into their Digimon. I wonder if they're like somehow more primed for that, like because of their Digivices. I wonder if they just I wonder if they've just like been fucking strength training their emotional energy by digivolving these little monsters all the time.
I should get a Digimon because I think my emotional balance needs some strength training.
Yeah. Are the Digivices just like, you know, Rock Lee training weights, but for your emotional health?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that why they're not super traumatized by all these horrible experiences, just because they've been, you know, going to the feelings jam?
The feelings shake off their Digivice, they immediately start crying uncontrollably.
Wow. Mood.
They release more spores. So once again, everyone is covered. These Shamblemon don't stop. They keep producing spores.
Yeah. And then they like notice that Kirishiro also has a funny little watch and some funny little mushrooms, and they're like, ooh, these ones are gonna be good too.
Yeah, and Kyoshiro's mushrooms are like, once again, even a different color than Hiro and Ruli's. They are like this dark red and purple with like, some of them even have like these little hexagons on the band. So it's like,
yeah, these
are an interesting color.
These mushrooms scream, do not eat.
Definitely, for sure. But the Shamblemon are like, hey, what if we ate them?
They're kind of pretty too, though. Like,
they're
definitely like poison color, but like they're kind of nice.
They're very pretty. I would compliment Kyoshiro on his mushroom growth. It's a normal sentence to say.
Yeah, it is.
Shamblemon disagree.
They sure do. They're just like, they start eating them and they're like, yes, this is awesome. And then they're like, no, it's not. My stomach is roiling and
they get
gross.
indigestion or an allergic reaction.
I simply think that they're tripping.
Yeah, probably.
One of them says that his brain is itchy. And one of them is just like totally like dissociating and drooling. I think they're having a trip.
I was not sure what was going on.
Your mushrooms with the class, please.
For real. Maybe they have health benefits like
I try it.
Like shrooms do. Like, because like
do shrooms have health benefits?
They can help with like people with long-term depression stuff. Like, I don't know the science behind it. I might be saying some pseudoscientific bullshit, but I remember at least reading like a paper about like how they like did trials giving the shroom drugs to like cancer patients that were like having mental issues because they're sick, you know.
That'll do it.
And that helped
yeah,
them.
Like,
that's like all I really know about it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, like I don't think there's like a lot of research on it proper, but like anecdotally I feel like I've heard a lot about people, you know, using hallucinogens generally to like, you know, like therapeutically.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. One of the Shamblamon even says like, "Hey, why the fuck are you like this? What's making your mushrooms so weird?
What's wrong with you?
My mushrooms are good.
Why are you built like this?"
He's so insulted.
My mushrooms are nice. When I first saw this, I thought like, oh, does he have anxiety mushrooms? Is that just like panic attack inducing mushrooms?
But also I wonder, like, are his mushrooms affected by the fact that he's in limit break mode?
Yeah.
That or the electricity definitely.
Is that somehow related? Because he's not having anxiety right now.
Yeah.
He's having like fucking anime cool guy moment.
He has the opposite of an emotion. I just realized that he sounds like he has what's it called? Bipolar?
Maybe.
What's it when you get really super energetic and then other days you have no energy?
I mean,
yeah, that's part of a bipolar thing.
Yeah.
He's just having no emotions right now, right?
I don't know. Like,
I don't know if I would describe it like that.
I know we've talked about before, like, a lot of people theorizing that Kyoshiro has DID and, like, his limit break mode is actually, like, a separate personality.
Oh, shit.
I always saw it as he enters this state where he just forgoes his emotions and doesn't act on them at all, because he doesn't really get super excited about things. He's always like all business.
I guess we usually see it when he needs to be serious, though, too. Like,
yeah, true.
So it's hard to say. That's why I was never.
Do you think he has limit breaks when he has to go to the store to buy something and he just gets a meltdown in store?
I would.
Oh my god!
And then Jellymon has to bring him back, and he gets a limit break to buy cheese.
Yeah, God. Oh, I have to make an appointment with my psychiatrist. Quick, Jellymon, knock me out.
And she's like, what the fuck are you talking
I have phone anxiety. Quick, Jellymon.
Am I invited to the wedding if I let Jellymon electrocute me first? Oh, this poor boy. Kyoshiro does
a deranged move.
I get it. He's insulted. He's mad because people are insulting his mushrooms. The animal brain processing that must have gone from hey, fuck you, my mushrooms are fine, to ripping off one of his own mushrooms and eating it.
He decides to do some auto cannibalism, and then once he's there, he just goes completely ham.
He loves it.
He eats he just eats a ton of mushrooms, like not all of them, but most of them.
And he gets his energy back. And I'm like, great, but you are eating something that is growing out of your own skin.
Sometimes you're just that hungry.
How much can you fit under your skin?
Maybe he skipped breakfast. You don't know.
I'm just glad that they didn't portray this as painful.
He kind of was like, ow, when he was just like,
yeah. But if he was screaming the way Ruli and Hiro were as he pulls out his own mushrooms, I would have had to pause the episode, probably.
He was probably slightly more delicate than those shitty, Shamblemon were, too. Because they're like, I don't care what the people feel.
He eats his own mushroom. I've been thinking about this all week. He eats himself.
It happens.
He sure does.
It happens.
It happens.
It's normal.
And according to him, he tastes great, so...
Oh, that's
I believe him.
I also believe him. But fuck.
At least he tastes good to himself, at least. You know? Who knows?
I mean, if you don't appreciate your own taste, who will? What the fuck?
So true.
So can we talk about Kiyoshiro's incredible tokusatsu pose?
Yes. What the fuck? He has so much energy, and he has...
Yeah.
His main character energy.
He's so fucking charged up on his auto-cannibalism mushrooms that he simply has to pose about it. And someone actually posted a tweet in the Discord of one of the animators talking about how, like, they were using, Jian's Toku posing from the Matrix Evolutions of Tamers for a reference.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, that whips.
That's awesome.
Because Jian has some good-ass Toku poses in those sequences.
He's such a dork. They're both such dorks in different ways.
Dorks.
God.
It rules.
Yeah, and Jellymon, Jellymon's also amazing right now, because she gets more energy.
Yeah, she gets energy because he has energy. And
she says, I feel Darling's limit break energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, she also very much has, like, anime girl posing and monologuing going on to explain why suddenly she feels so powerful, and I love these dorks so much.
They're again, like, this is also causing me to ask, like, does Limit Break affect the mushrooms? Because I don't know, does Limit Break Kyoshiro energy have, like, a distinctly different feel than regular Kyoshiro energy? I'm simply wondering.
Jellymon says yes.
Jellymon says yeah.
And Jellymon would never lie to us.
I'm just curious.
She would never.
Like, what Jellymon, like, of course they both call it, like, Limit Break, but, like, how they have conceptualized it. And, like, because Kyoshiro doesn't, like, remember everything he did when he was in Limit Break mode. And it's kind of, like, fascinating to, like, wonder, like, what if they're gonna go more into that, because why is it like that otherwise, I guess.
Again, like, I find the DID argument pretty compelling because, like, yeah, he does, like, he is missing some of the memories from, like, when he is in Limit Break mode, so yeah, it kind of seems like that might be, like, a real thing that they're going for.
I'm interested in that, but I'm also worried about that being done, like, delicately.
Yeah,
So I'm a little like, I don't know if I want that. But whatever, we'll see, we'll see where it goes.
We'll see.
It's very interesting. And maybe it's just convenient.
Yeah, but
it's just convenient that he's no longer scaredy baby.
but Thetismon kicks their asses. She just like fucking kicks them straight up into the air.
No special moves. I feel like we should address this. No special moves. She just kicks them with her feet and with her fists.
I thought that was a special.
Yeah, it was.
Move. I thought,
it is a special
like,
move,
wasn't it called
also,
like Hammer Thunder or something?
But also, she just hits them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what Senben Goramon's attacks. A lot of them are also just like, physical fighting moves, but like it is fun to see her like physically battle, because I feel like we see her a lot of times when she's Thetismon in like a healer role.
Yeah, that's why I was so excited for it.
It's fun to see her fucking destroy motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's cool to see her doing kicks and backflips and rocket punches.
Also because I felt like there's a huge difference between Jellymon and Tesla Jellymon, and then Thetismon on the other side, who is way more calm. And it was nice to see, like, the little gremlin that is Jellymon spark through.
Yeah.
To see that it's the same person.
We love to see Thetismon go sicko mode.
Just love a little sicko.
It's like, there's the Jellymon.
Yeah, there's the Jellymon we know and love. Nurturing sometimes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so she kicks those guys' asses, then she goes and, makes an antidote for all the mushrooms and heals all the brides and is in fact bridal carrying one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That bride is no longer getting married because she discovered that she's a lesbian now.
Thetismon was just like, I feel like picking out one more for the polycule.
I feel the need to point out, because I got to do it yesterday, but carrying someone bridal style is just a very cool thing to do. It's very fun to pick someone up and be like, see, I can carry you.
I'm not sure I'm strong enough to do that.
You're underestimating yourself, because even I can do it, and it's very fun.
Fair enough.
I am mildly disappointed that we did not get to see Angoramon bridal carrying Ruli in the wedding dress.
Oh, that would have been
been good
cute.
That would have been super cute.
We got another cute thing, though.
Or, consider this. Jellymon in the bridal dress, carrying Kyoshiro.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
Not bridal style, fireman carry.
Just slung over her shoulder.
We get Gamamon and Ginyu.
Ginryumon.
And Gamamon's like, oh, it's so cute.
He's
Why
like,
is he so cute.
Hey, how do we feel about Ginryumon like having an evolution this episode and also not doing anything other than providing transport?
I'm sad.
I feel like he maybe should have done something if they were going through all the trouble to evolve him.
I want to see him like fighting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him some moves.
It's a missed opportunity, true.
Mm-hmm.
But we do get a cool Gamamon moment, and I'll forgive them because they give us cute Gamamon.
True. Mm-hmm. He loves it. He's so excited for his friend.
So also get a good scene of like Ruli just fucking hog tying one of the Shamblemon. She's so pissed.
Damn, yeah. I mean, I don't blame her.
Like, fuck you for kidnapping me.
And then
I'm gonna tie you up, but I'm gonna be super mean about it.
And then those little sluggy friends come back, but there's multiple of them. And they stink!
Yeah, everyone gets enveloped in a stinky fart cloud, and they're like, heck.
It's like, first we're breathing in spores, now we're breathing in fart. Can't be good for my lungs. But,
Definitely not.
they, like, I almost said Numamon, but whatever, close enough. They, like, take all the Shamblemon, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna take them, and they're gonna make mushrooms for us, and it's good, because we love mushrooms, and we say it, like, in a fucked up and evil way. We love mushrooms.
They won't attack humans again.
We love mushrooms.
And Hero's like, are they going to eat them? And then Goramon's like, no, that's not normal for Digimon.
Unless, I mean, he does actually say, I've never heard of that happening. He doesn't say no.
He doesn't say no.
He says, #doubtful. Unless. So I assume they all get eaten, to be honest.
Rip. Until
you see the look in those Garamon's eyes, they're going to eat them.
Until we see them in another episode, I will also choose to believe they got eaten.
Yeah. And everyone is just, like, watching them, be carried off as they're, like, begging.
They're like, please.
Like,
yeah.
Everyone is like, we are usually the pacifists here, but also, like, we're not going to stop this. Maybe they deserve it.
They can't do anything. This thing's too bad. They can't stand up. Oh, they're still weak from the mushrooms. Oh, such a shame.
Hero's had character development. He's like, you know what? Murder is okay this time.
Yeah, if I don't see it, I don't have to act upon it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. It didn't happen. But also, I mean, honestly, who knows how strong the sticky fart cloud is? Maybe they don't want to get any closer. Yeah. Like, genuinely.
That's true.
Like, not just like a haha funny, but like, oh, it might be genuinely like an attack they're doing.
Yeah, probably.
And then we get the photos?
Really, Ruli is still doing the photo shoot after all this.
She really wants to be in a wedding dress.
She really does.
You know who else wants to be in a wedding dress? Jellymon. And she sure is in one.
Yeah.
She sure is in a jelly dress. Jelly dress?
A jelly dress?
Hey,
sure.
Hey, I hope Ruli was, like, able to get a shower or something between, like, then and now, because, like, I can't imagine going straight from, like, a dank, stinky mushroom room, like, straight into a modeling gig.
She's wearing the same dress as well.
Same dress, like...
Maybe it was laundered, I don't know.
Who knows?
We can only hope.
I just like to see the two of them in wedding dresses getting pictures taken.
It was really cute.
I'm still, like, always wondering, like, how many people believe she is a fucking hologram at this point? Like, for real.
No, don't worry about it. It's definitely a hologram.
They're just playing along. They're like, yep, that Jellymon's a hologram for sure.
Definitely. I am taking pictures of a hologram.
Yeah, she's physically wearing a dress, but that's just something holograms can do. It's fine.
Yes, we didn't have to go to dress. She's actually wearing a dress that I had lying around. Why does he have a dress that small?
Yeah, that's even weirder. Like, he has a dress the size of Jellymon, and it's like, my dude?
You know what? Maybe they did, like, spend a week getting that wedding dress dry cleaned. Maybe we actually cut to, like, a week later, and Jellymon was like, "Hey, I need a wedding dress for this photo shoot too. Don't worry about it. Please make this custom for me."
She threatened him. She definitely did.
I also like the idea that, like, he did have it, though. Like, there's just something funny about that. Like, maybe he's just like, hey, I don't know how short the bride's gonna be.
Sometimes adults are small, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes adults are... Sometimes fucking dress sizes don't matter anyway. Because actually, very, very coincidentally, I did go to my sister's wedding the weekend this aired, and I was wearing a dress in a junior size. So you know what? Maybe it's all fake. Maybe anyone can wear anything if you believe hard enough.
You know what? Friends have been telling me that they're shopping at the kids section because they fit in the shirts, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, valid.
Yeah, man. If you can do that, it tends to be cheaper. I'm just a little bit too big for that.
And you know what? Children get the fun patterns.
So true. But I'm a little too big for that, unfortunately.
I unfortunately have boobs.
I think that kind of ends with them just like having their pictures taken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We get the line from Angoramon. There's no telling how people are brought together, one being as excellent as the other.
Sure.
So
yep.
That's episode.
Thanks, Angoramon.
Thanks, Angoramon.
Good episode.
Yeah, very, very, very squishy episode. Very visceral one.
Yeah, this was a horror one.
For sure. Yeah. So I think it's about time we jump into our plugs.
Oh, yes, and we all get to do our own plugs this time.
Yay.
Yay, I'm Elvir. You can find me at Eruviru on Twitter and TikTok.
I'm Morg. You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcasts, Forward ReZero, a ReZero Watch podcast, and Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast.
You can find me on Fur Affinity, username Space Robot, email about commissions at spacerobotart@gmail.com. Okay, let's get to podcasting stuff. I have a lot of it. So, Gone Whale Hunting, we finally put out new episodes. I know I've been promising them essentially since the start of this podcast, but they're finally here. We're finally back on schedule in terms of production. We've just been releasing a bunch of new episodes, and we've got more to come. We're in a more consistent place with our editing right now, so we're doing better about that. Also, We'd Rate Queerbait finally released. We dropped our first 8 episodes, actually, because we had a huge backlog that I wanted to get through. But that is finally out in the world. You can finally listen to it, and you should listen to it, because it's essentially a podcast where we make ourselves insane and then just talk for like an hour and a half.
It's fun. I have loved listening to the episodes.
Hell yeah. Listen,
I need to listen still.
Yeah. Once again, I might be, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say this, but like, it's a good fucking podcast. We're really funny on it. I feel like we chose like the perfect format for a podcast, just to like put ourselves in the most deranged headspace possible. It's very, very good. I also appear on an episode of Video Games, the Movie, the podcast, which came out just today, I think, as we're recording. I talked with Dan and Maxi about Pokemon the first movie, and all of the symbolism and thematic content of Mewtwo's character arc, and also how Mewtwo is pretty sexy. So that was a lot of fun. Please listen to that. I also have an entry in the Podcast Minds podcast jam that recently just got released. So go check out the Podcast Minds feed. I am one of the many episode 100 podcasts present.
Yeah.
So me and my randomly assigned podcast co-host Veer did a podcast called Tales to D6 for, where we just tell stories from our tabletop campaigns, and I talk about the Buckwild interstitial campaign I ran that was based off of The World Ends With You mashed up with Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Nice.
So good. So good. It sounded like a lot of fun.
It was a very fun time.
I still gotta start listening to Podcast Minds episode 100.
There's a lot there. Some of them are a lot of fun.
I opened my podcatcher and I was like, what the fuck?
God, shout out to
I'd forgotten that was happening.
God, my favorite so far has definitely got to be Condiment Kids with Tom Harrison and Colin Pagidish Arnold. Both of them are very fucking funny and such good chemistry, and they literally just talked about like condiments and spices and sauces for like an hour, and it was like so fucking good and so compelling.
Yeah,
Turns out they both know a lot about food, and it was a very interesting listen.
Yeah. I don't know Tom, but I do know Colin and
Tom,
they rock.
Yeah, Tom is one of the anime sickos. Also a very good show.
Yeah, oh, okay, wait. So you talked about interstitial, like, on the Interstitial Creators podcast, didn't you?
I sure
Riley
did.
made it, right? That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, and
cool.
Veer also talked about a session of If Not Us Then Who that he played, so...
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, also another game created by Riley.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's all for me. That's all my plugs. A lot of fun podcast stuff going on for me this month. I've been very busy. All right, so this podcast is part of the Noisespace.xyz network. You can go to Noisespace.xyz and find all sorts of neat shows, including the new one just launched about Chainsaw Man called Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary. I listened to the first episode of that and had a very good time.
That's what it's called. I was like desperate. I was like, what the fuck is it called?
It is a long name.
I started watching Chainsaw Man, so I'll add it to my list of podcasts. But it's gonna take a while because Podcast Mine episode 100 is right there.
So true. That's and Sounds About Light is still pretty new. About kinky hearts.
Kingy Hearts.
Which makes me want to play Interstitial again. Listen.
Yeah, God, I do want to GM Interstitial again for at some point, but I'm at the point where I'm just like, I kind of spent all my good ideas on the last campaign. I need some time to recharge before I'm ready to get back in the GM seat.
Yeah, for sure.
That's valid.
Yeah. So I forgot to say, you can find this podcast on Twitter at DigiGhostGaze, and we have a Discord server with a lot of fun stuff going on. I draw stuff live stream on Fridays, and you can come and hang out in voice chat, and we usually just have a very chill time and make lots of funny jokes. Lately, I've been drawing the new cover art for Gone Will Hunting that I wanted to make to celebrate our coming out of hiatus, and it's really fucking cursed and bad, and you should come there and draw it and have a terrible time.
It looks good,
but
it sucks to look at. Also,
yeah, it's supposed to suck. It's supposed to make you look at it and just go, "Oh, I'm looking away now."
Great. That's a great vibe to have.
We're also you might be wondering why my nickname in the Discord is the Mpreg Champ. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why we mentioned Mpreg last episode. We were just missing you.
Yeah. So sad that I couldn't be there for the Mpreg talk. Anyway.
I don't even remember talking about Mpreg. I'm sure it happened, but I don't remember.
It sure happened, and it was followed by instant regret that I left in the episode, because I also thought it was really funny.
Hell yeah.
Great. So what the hell else? We also do Aptly Mondays every Monday, where we watch the very rowdy show of App Monsters and have a very good time with it, and yell every time Yujin is on screen because he and Haru are so fucking gay for each other. That is, we're definitely gonna have to cover that one on We Rate Queer Bait at some point. Like, my god.
True.
All right, so I think that's about it. So until next time, all you poltergeists, ghouls, and non-boonaries, Digimon is for the games. Goodbye, darlings.
Goodbye.
Bye.